Welcome back to the channel, soap fans. If you have seen the latest Days of Our Lives summer preview, your jaw is probably still on the floor. I know mine is. Can you believe it? After the absolute miracle of Lexie Carver returning from the dead, we are being hit with a devastating reality check. The summer promo reveals that EJ DiMera is going to face the absolute wrath of his sister Lexie, because it turns out her cure might only be temporary. Yes, you heard that right. Lexie Carver might be dying all over again. But here's the kicker. Abe Carver is not taking this lying down. The preview shows a furious Abe physically kicking EJ out of Lexie's hospital room. And if that wasn't enough, we see EJ getting severely beaten up, yet he stubbornly stands there, bruised and bloodied, screaming that all his sacrifices and decisions were for the good of the DiMera family. That's crazy! Let's be real for a second. Bringing Lexie back to life was the ultimate soap opera plot twist. We all cheered when she walked out of those tunnels. But to bring her back, force her to fight for her husband who has moved on with Paulina, and then slap her with a ticking clock on her life, that is a level of psychological torture that only a true DiMera could inflict. I want to take a massive step back and look at the history here, because the lore of this show makes this storyline so much deeper. Think back to 2012. Lexie's original death was one of the most beautifully written, agonizing exits in Day's history. She died in Abe's arms from a fatal brain tumor caused by the toxic gases in the DiMera secret tunnels. Abe and Theo were absolutely shattered. Theo, who relies so heavily on stability because of his autism, had his entire world ripped apart. Abe spent years mourning his true love before finally finding a safe harbor with Paulina Price. Now, EJ plays God. He uses this experimental drug, Versavix, to resurrect his sister. He disrupts Abe's marriage. He turns Theo's life upside down. And for what? A temporary fix? A flawed science experiment? I think this move by EJ is one of the most selfish, narcissistic things he has ever done. A lot of fans think EJ genuinely wanted his sister back because he loves her, but I actually think this was pure ego. EJ is desperately trying to prove that he is the true heir to Stefano DiMera. Stefano used to resurrect people all the time. Marlena, John, Tony, and EJ wants that same omnipotent power. He wants to be the puppet master of Salem. And you won't believe the psychological toll this is taking on Lexie. Imagine being Lexie Carver right now. You are a DiMera, but you have always been the moral compass of that family. You wake up in a strange new world, you find out your beloved husband is married to another woman, and you fiercely set your boundaries because you refuse to live in Paulina's shadow. You fight tooth and nail to reclaim your life. And just when you think you have a second chance, your body starts failing you again. Lexie's wrath in that hospital bed is going to be biblical. She isn't just angry, she is terrified, betrayed, and violated by her own brother's hubris. Nikki Crawford is going to act the absolute house down in these scenes, and I cannot wait to see her tear EJ to shreds. Then we have Abe Carver. Amazing. Seeing Abe kick EJ out of that hospital room is the catharsis we all needed. Abe is usually the most patient, diplomatic, level-headed man in Salem. He is the former mayor, the former police commander, but when it comes to Lexie, all bets are off. Abe is reliving the worst trauma of his entire life. He watched his wife waste away in 2012, completely powerless to stop it. Now, the nightmare is repeating itself. Abe's protective fury is completely justified. I honestly wouldn't blame Abe if he was the one who beats EJ to a pulp! Speaking of that beatdown, who do you guys think delivers it? The promo shows EJ getting battered, but who throws the punches? My personal theory is that it's Chad. Think about it. Chad is already back in town, and he is deeply suspicious of EJ's medical mysteries. Plus, Chad just visited Abigail's empty grave on the 4th anniversary of her death. If EJ is using this flawed, temporary resurrection drug on Lexie, what does that mean for Abigail? Fans have been theorizing for weeks that EJ has Abigail in a resurrection pod. If Recivix is a failure, that means Abigail's chances of coming back are doomed too. If Chad finds out that EJ's arrogance has jeopardized any chance of saving Abigail, Chad will absolutely destroy him. But despite getting beaten down, EJ's reaction is what fascinates me the most. He stands there and insists that everything he did was for the DiMera family. Is he delusional? Yes, but it's a brilliant character choice. EJ genuinely believes that the ends justify the means. In his twisted mind, giving Lexie even a few extra months of life is a victory for the family legacy. He is completely blinded by his own god complex. I passionately hate what EJ's doing to his family right now, but I have to applaud the writers for keeping him so true to his dark DiMera roots. Dan Feuerriegel plays this unapologetic villainy so perfectly. This storyline also sets up a massive ripple effect for the rest of the canvas. What happens to Theo? If Lexie dies again, the grief might completely break him. We could be witnessing the villain origin story of Theo Carver. If he loses his mother twice because of DiMera science, Theo might finally embrace his dark DiMera heritage and seek vengeance against EJ himself. And what about Paulina? She gracefully stepped aside to let Abe and Lexie reunite. But Paulina is fiercely protective and incredibly wealthy. Could Paulina use her vast resources to bring in outside medical experts to fix Dr. Rolf and EJ's botched science? Imagine the irony if Paulina Price is the one who ultimately saves Lexie Carver's life. At the end of the day, this summer is going to be an emotional roller coaster. We are dealing with legacy characters, profound grief, and the ultimate hubris of the DiMera dynasty. EJ has pushed his family to the absolute breaking point, and the fallout is going to be spectacular. Will Lexie survive this medical nightmare, or are we preparing to say goodbye to her all over again? I want to hear all of your fan theories down in the comments. Do you think EJ deserves a redemption arc after this, or has he finally gone too far?